There was tight security and some disruption for the visit to Argentina by Benjamin Netanyahu, the first by a sitting Israeli prime minister. It was welcomed by Argentina's Jewish community, the largest in Latin America.
Many Israeli diplomats and ministers have visited Argentina during the best and worst moments of the Jewish community. That's why we have such strong ties with Israel. They've always been there to help.
There will also be protests, including from within Argentina's Jewish community.
Against the Netanyahu government, which we believe is racist, is supporting the colons to occupy Palestinian lands. And it's a government that, and it's very close to the government of Mauricio Macri, who is also a neoliberal, a neoconservative government, and they are very good friends, and they are going to make very good business, I think.
Netanyahu was also criticised at home for escaping corruption investigations into himself and his family. The Prime Minister, travelling with a delegation of 30 business leaders, will meet Argentine President Mauricio Macri and pay homage to the victims of two attacks in Buenos Aires on Israeli and Jewish sites in the 1990s. The Jewish community's relationship with Argentina has been a long and sometimes troubled one. It was at this site in 1992 that a bomb exploded in what was then the Israeli embassy, killing 29. 2 years later, a similar attack at the Jewish Community Centre in Buenos Aires killed 85. The perpetrators have still not been found and tried. The political repercussions of that failure are still being felt here more than 20 years later. The visit also marks the return of the Israeli airline El Al, which last touched down in Buenos Aires in May 1960. That's when Israeli agents angered the Argentine authorities by bundling aboard an El Al flight the fugitive Nazi Adolf Eichmann, who had sought refuge in Argentina. They took him to Israel, where he was tried and hanged for war crimes. Netanyahu flies on to Colombia and Mexico, en route to the United Nations General Assembly in New York. Daniel Schweimler, Al Jazeera, Buenos Aires.